Some secrets should never be told. Some confessions should never be shared. And some stories are so disturbing. You'll remember them long after this video ends. Welcome back to Chilling Confessions. Let's begin. If someone handed you 6 strange rules before babysitting their child, you'd probably think they were overprotective, maybe a little paranoid. But what if there was a 7th rule? A rule they never got to finish telling you? One babysitter ignored the warning signs. By the end of the night, she realized the rules weren't designed to protect her. They were designed to protect something else. Babysitting was supposed to be easy. A few hours of watching a kid, some extra cash, then go home. At least, that's what I thought when I accepted a last-minute babysitting job for a wealthy family. The Petersons lived in a massive house on the edge of an expensive neighborhood. Everything about them screamed money. Luxury cars, expensive clothes, perfect smiles. But looking back now, something felt wrong from the moment I walked through their front door. Their son, Damien, sat on the couch watching television. He looked about 8 years old, completely still, not moving, not blinking, not speaking. At first, I assumed he was shy. I couldn't have been more wrong. The parents were already preparing to leave. As they walked outside, Mrs. Peterson suddenly called me. I turned around, and for a split second, her expression changed. She wasn't looking at me. She was staring at something behind me, something near Damien. When I turned around, nothing was there. She quickly brushed it off and told me she'd send a list of instructions. Then they left. The house immediately felt different, quieter, heavier. I tried talking to Damien. Nothing. Not a single word. I offered him food. Still nothing. The silence became uncomfortable. Then my phone rang. It was Mrs. Peterson, and that's when things started getting strange. Her voice sounded terrified, like someone trying very hard not to panic. She began listing rules, one after another. Never go into the basement. Lock every door and window before 10. Never leave Damien in complete darkness. Never play hide and seek with him. Only feed him from sealed containers. Never fully close his bedroom door. Each rule felt stranger than the last. And then she mentioned something called the 7th rule. But before she could explain it, the call abruptly cut off. I tried calling back. The number no longer existed. Not unreachable. Not disconnected. It simply didn't exist. That should have been my sign to leave. Instead, I stayed. As the night went on, the house became unnaturally quiet. Damien remained motionless, watching television, hour after hour. Then suddenly, he disappeared. One moment he was there. The next he was gone. My heart immediately started racing. Then I heard it. A whisper. Soft. Childlike. Coming from somewhere down the hallway. Hide. I froze. It was Damien. At least, I thought it was. I followed the voice, and eventually found him upstairs. Back in his bedroom. Everything seemed normal. For a moment. Then I heard something from below. Scratching. Screaming. Something moving beneath the house. The basement. The place I had been warned about. I ignored it, just like the rules said. But seconds later, something happened that changed everything. The bedroom door clicked shut, then locked. From inside, I approached the door cautiously. Damien, no response. I looked through the small opening, and what I saw wasn't a child. Standing inside the room was a tall shadow, a figure far too large to be Damien. Its shape seemed wrong, almost human, but not quite. Then the lock clicked again, and I knew one thing. Whatever was inside that room wasn't trapped. It was preparing to come out. Panic took over. I ran toward the attic. Inside, I had desperately searched for a way out. And that's when everything finally made sense. The rules weren't protecting me. They were protecting the creature. The basement? Probably hiding evidence. The locked windows? Keeping victims from escaping. The darkness? Helping whatever Damien really was. Hide and seek? Giving it opportunities to hunt. Every rule suddenly looked different. Every warning had a second meaning. And then I found something horrifying. An old book. Damien's name written inside. Pages filled with strange symbols. Rituals. References to controlling something. Containing something. Something that clearly wasn't human. Then I noticed a small attic window. My only chance. The glass was reinforced. Almost impossible to break. but nearby sat a baseball. I grabbed it, took a breath, and threw it with everything I had. The glass shattered. For the first time all night, I saw freedom. I climbed out and ran. I didn't stop until I reached the street. But before I got far, a phone began playing nearby. A recorded message. Mrs. Peterson's voice. Only this time, the truth finally came out. She revealed she was already dead. The thing inside the house had been using her voice, using her son's body, using those rules to lure babysitters into staying long enough to become its next victim. And then she said something I'll never forget. You weren't the first babysitter. The message repeated over and over, like a warning left behind for whoever escaped next. Police arrived later, but by then, whatever lived inside that house was gone. The entire neighborhood was evacuated the following day, and nobody ever publicly explained why. So let me ask you this. If you were handed 6 bizarre rules before babysitting a child, would you follow them? Or would you assume they were nonsense? And after hearing what happened, would you have stayed in that house even for one more minute? Let me know what you would have done. And that's where today's story ends. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts below. If you enjoy real confessions, relationship drama, mysteries, and horror stories, subscribe for more. Until next time, stay curious.